街中でそんなものを放てばどうなるか分かっているはずだ。
僕は間違っていない。間違ってるのはヤイ兄ちゃんの方だ。
A few moments later.
そうだ、僕にはできるんだ。真のヘル&ヘブンだ。
レイザーヘッド XL ジャイアントやめろ気持ちで感動するぞ。
Hello guys, welcome to Frank's Toys channel. Today we're going to be taking a look at Solo Chogokin Gao Faigar. On the table you can see the 3 Gao machines along with Phantom Gao, and let's get this review started. So starting off with Drill Gao 2. Drill Gao 2 has been changed quite a bit from Drill Gao 1. It still retains the cockpit with the clear glass, but the drill mechanism has changed, the drill shape has changed as well. Don't spin the top of the drill because the drill is geared to spin from only the bottom up. So yeah, please don't spin the top of the drill. Anyways, there is movable treads that are working, and the treads can pop out like this. When the treads are popped out like this, it angles the drill Gao up a little bit to make it look like it just surfaced. And yeah, but the treads also pop off entirely. I think they did that because if you get the Phantom Gao's leg stuck in the Drill Gao 2 during transformation or something, you can like try to fix it. I don't know. Maybe that was a reason they made this pop out and pop in. But anyways, the treads are movable, very stiff, and there's some ducts on the feet as well. And then breezing past like a summer mosquito, here is Liner Gao 2. And Liner Gao 2 is actually being changed the most. It's moved from being a Shinkansen train to something that's a Frankenstein of a Shinkansen train folded in half, and a rocket booster. Anyways, the rocket booster can come out very easily like this. It just pops off, and it slides back in too very easily. And so when you pop off the rocket, you can extend the Liner Gao 2 to its true form, which is a really futuristic bullet train. But yeah, this is not convincing me of anything. I don't think it's a train. I think it's just the rocket that's being folded out in half. Anyways, this is how it enters Gao Faigar's body when it transforms, and there are little fins on the side that are on little hinges, but because the movement's so wide, I wouldn't be afraid of breaking them or anything because they're just gonna bend out of the way. But at the same time, that means that it's really hard to stabilize them at an angle that you really want. So that's pretty good. And yeah, there's so I'm gonna put it back on the rockets, and during the transformation, these rockets pop out really weird. So basically you're supposed to slam it on the table and the rockets are supposed to pop out. And then swooshing out of nowhere, this is Stealth Gal 3. So Stealth Gal 3 has the basic qualities of Stealth Gal 1 and 2. It's a B-52 stealth bomber, but this one's a little bit more futuristic. And this the ducts on the top of the vehicle open up for hell and heaven, like they do in the show. The quality of the plastic inside is very nice. However, the 3G mark, I thought it was going to be an outline mark, like let's say the Stealth Gal 1 that we got with the Solar Chogokin Gao Gaigar, but instead we have a full mark. So it looks a little bit less quality, you know. It doesn't look as refined as Gao Gaigar 1. So yeah, the sides of the wings open up to make the Gao Faigar's flight form, and it's spring-loaded halfway, but it's not fully spring-loaded. It has a little bit of a friction, so that it stays up in place. And yeah, so here's Phantom Gal, and Phantom Gal looks like he did in the show. I think that's a very good feat on Bandai's part to make it this sleek while having a fully transformable core mode and with all the transformations and everything, except for the back where I feel like they could have done a little bit with the skirt to kind of hide the hip joint of Gao Faigar, but otherwise the side profile, front profile is perfect. So I'm just going to add this transformation bit inside the review because I think it's important to know how Galfar's hips move and stuff like that. So basically you just have to finagle with it just a little bit while being mindful of the angles and everything. So here's Galfar, and I'm just going to stick a stand on his crotch to make sure that you guys have an easier time looking at his posability. So his posability is pretty much standard SOC Gao Gaigar stuff. He has waist swivels, he has a bending arm which goes more than 90 degrees, and he has waist movement if you unplug his little crotch piece. But yeah, so he has waist movement, pretty decent leg, and he has a very expressive head as well. And he doesn't really have an ab crunch in the front side, but he has an ab crunch that goes up, so you can do a little bit of playing with that. And here's the pose I found him in, and I think this looks pretty nice. It looks like he's like about to rush enemy that's up above him or something like that. Yeah, anyways, yeah, this is pretty decently transformable to posable figure. So Galfar comes with 4 pairs of hands, including the transforming hands, and here are the molded hands that he comes with. And here's the alternate head that Galfar comes with. You just slide it into the rail and then you have a screaming head. Now it's time for Final Fusion!
あらゆる脅威から人類を守るため申請したファイティングメカノイド、その名も勇者王ガオファイガー。
So the first thing that you get for the combined form of Gao Faigar is the G-Stone Fist, and I think that's a very cool accessory because you see it at the end of the transformation when he glows. And then the second major accessory is that you get is that the ring that you get for the broken phantom attack. Basically he gets a ring out of his chest, and then forms outside, and then he punches it through a rocket punch, and then it makes his rocket punch much more stronger. It's kind of reminiscent of Star Gaigar's ring punch, but this one is apparently supposed to be equal or more in terms of power levels. I don't know. It looks like a convincing attack. Here is the sculpted head that you get for Galfaigar, and it doesn't transform. So here's the option sets for the Hell in Heaven attack. Hell in Heaven is basically when Galfaigar gathers both of his hands and rams it into his enemies. So the chest pieces are so that you can gather his arms, and then the fists are so that you can actually do the Hell in Heaven fist. So I know this looks really goofy, but this is the strongest attack that Galfaigar can do. He just rams you with double fists. I forgot to mention this giant display stand this guy comes with. It's very nice and it's embossed, as well as it has it's clear green, so it looks really nice when he's on top of it. So to put Galfaigar on his stand, you just cup his crotch into that socket right there, and then his left leg falls off because I didn't click it enough during the filming and everything, so it came loose. But once you have everything properly connected and clicked in, this guy is a tank. This guy can, I wouldn't say take a beating, because you know he has pain apps and everything that are very sometimes delicate, but anyways, this guy is gorgeous. This guy is beautiful and menacing. I don't know if that even is a thing, but this guy is crazy. His proportions are on point, but unfortunately his posability takes a little bit of a hit because you know, Bandai was focused on getting the proportions right and the transformation right, and sadly that means sometimes posability has to go out the window. But the thing is, this guy isn't like a brick or anything. It's just he's not as posable as Post Plus offerings and stuff like that. However, I think this guy has more than what Post Plus can offer, because this guy is Soul of Chogokin quality, and it's one of my favorite characters that are faithful to the show in terms of transformation and both looks and proportions. This guy looks straight like he just jumped out of the anime, you know what I mean? I think this guy is quality, A+ quality. And wait, there's more. Galfaigar has this flight form which you know, uses the side wings of the Stealth Gal 3, and the Bandai gives us a nice painted green, soul green color to basically enact the flight form of Galfaigar. And yeah, it's really nice that Bandai did this in. I wish they did it in clear green actually, but the painted green actually just gives it a really good finish. It mixes well with the rest of the figure because the color apps are on point. And I feel like if it was clear green, it would be a little bit too it would mesh a little bit too much with the already clear green stand. So yeah, it looks really nice, and I just did like a little turnaround of this guy. My final review score for Soul of Chogokin Galfaigar is 5 stars.